Find the area of a triangle bounded by the y-axis, the line f of x, which is equal to 6 minus 6 over 7th x, and the line perpendicular to f of x that passes through the origin. And then round your answers to 2 decimal places. Okay, so we're going to find the area of a triangle. If it's bounded by the y-axis, then we know that x is going to equal 0 because that's the vertical line. We have the line f of x, and we also have a line that's perpendicular to f of x. So if we want to find a line that is perpendicular to f of x, that means that it's going to have a slope, a negative reciprocal. So that means it's going to be negative times negative 7 over 6. So that is the negative reciprocal of the slope there, which is going to give us positive 7 over 6. Okay, now step number 2, okay, we need to know that there's another point, and it's passing through the origin, and passing through the origin is 0, 0. Okay, so if we use our point-slope form, y minus y1 equals m times x minus x1, and we're going to plug in 0 for y1. We have our slope, which is positive 7 over 6 times x minus 0. So we end up getting y equals 7/6 x. Okay. So now what we're going to do is we're going to graph this on Desmos. So let's go ahead and graph these lines on Desmos. Well, the first line we have is the y-axis, which is x is equal to 0. So x is equal to 0. Okay. And then we have our next line, which is 6 minus 6 divided by 7, x. Okay, and then we have our line that we just created, which is 7/6 x. So 7 divided by 6, x. Okay, so let's go ahead and look at these points here. Okay, so it's nice to just be able to click on these points, and you're able to see what these points represent on Desmos. So I'm going to go ahead and then copy this. All right, and then we're going to label that graph. So let's label the graph. So we know that it's bounded by the y-axis, right? So if it's bounded by the y-axis, we know that we have to include this side of the triangle, right? And then we also know that we have these lines here that are going to create this triangle. So therefore, there is our triangle, okay? Now recall that the formula for a triangle is the area, which is equal to 1/2 the base times the height. Okay, so we need to figure out what is the base of this triangle and what is the height. Okay, so what do we know is the height of this triangle? Well, the height of this triangle starts at the base and then goes to that particular point. Okay, well that's the x-axis. Well, the x-axis represents this coordinate. So therefore, we can say that the height of this triangle is 2.965. Okay, and then what else do we know? We know what the base is. Well, the base of this triangle goes from 0 to 6. So therefore, the base is equal to 6. And now we can plug it into our triangle formula to find out what that result's going to be. So we have 1/2 times the base, which is 6, times the height, which is 2.965, which gives us 8.89 square units.